The most important building to prioritize leveling up in War and Order is going to be your castle. There are a couple of different methods and approaches players can take to actually increase their castle level, and we are going to talk about my preferred method and what I would recommend you guys do to be able to progress and power up in War and Order as fast as possible. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Welcome back, guys. We've got a lot of good information to share with you guys in regards to the fastest way to power up and actually level up your castle in War and Order. But before we get going, a couple of things to note. If you guys are interested in downloading and playing War and Order, the download links are going to be in the description of the video below. And if you guys are interested in checking out any of the official War and Order social media pages, the links to those are going to be in the description of the video as well. And of course, thank you to the team at War and Order, as always, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's start with the basics. The castle. The castle is the kind of main building in your city, and that is what dictates the level of every other building that you could possibly upgrade. So the higher level your castle is, the higher level you can get all of the other buildings, which is going to start then allowing you to do more research and to develop more troops and all of the above. Now, if you're OCD like me, then you have a tendency to want everything as even as possible. So you're going to go through and you're going to try to do all of the buildings all to the same level to match your castle level. And then once that's complete and you feel good about that and your OCD isn't kicking in, then you guys will start to level up your castle. However, the fact of the matter is that is a terrible approach, and I've learned that the hard way in previous games. What you guys will find is as you guys start to level your castle up, there are going to be other buildings that you guys are going to be required to level up as well before you are able to then progress to the next level in the castle progression. For example, my castle is level 20 right now. If I click on my castle and go to upgrade, you guys can see I had to get my castle wall to level 20, which I've done, and then my medic tent, just one single medic tent, not all of them, just one single medic tent to level 20. And then once those were done, once I have the correct amount of resources, then I can proceed to castle level 21. And as you progress, most of the key buildings in your city are going to have to get to a certain level at some point before you are able to upgrade your castle, but not all at the same time. So do the minimums on what the castle is actually going to require you to have done to take your castle to the next level. But what I would advise you to do, and this is the approach that I have taken and it has worked the best for me, is all of your main buildings, get at least one of them to the max level possible. And so that way you can kind of just keep working with the progression of the castle as you go. So for example, your castle wall is pretty much always going to be a requirement to take your castle to the next level. So your castle wall and your castle will be kind of neck and neck and always tied together in what level they are. So you just know right out of the gate that when you level up your castle, you're going to have to take your castle wall with it. Now when it comes to buildings like your resource buildings or your medic tent or training grounds, my best advice would be to get one of each of those to the max level that you can possibly go. So make sure it matches your castle level, but just one of them. Don't worry about taking every single one of them all the way up to the max level that you can possibly get at that time. Just take one up to the max level to max your castle at all times. So when I go to level 21 on my castle, I'll take one farm up to level 21. I'll take one medic tent, one training ground, all of the above. Every single one of these buildings, there will be just one that goes to level 21 so I can buzz through that castle leveling progression. Your college is going to be another building that you will want to keep up with your castle level simply because, yes, at points it is going to be a requirement, but it is also going to be good to keep it up with your castle level so that way you can always make sure you're keeping up with the latest and greatest technology and research that you guys are going to have available to you. If your college falls too far behind, then you're going to start getting bogged down by your research and it's just going to slow you down, and then you're going to fall behind with your troops and other things. Your drill grounds is going to be another building that I would definitely suggest you guys mirror your castle level. If not mirror it identically, I would keep it really, really close to your castle level because that is going to increase the size of your army. And obviously, when you are fighting, you're going to want to have the strongest army that you can possibly get. So I would definitely advise keeping your drill grounds at least, if not identically matched to your castle level, keep it pretty close. And the drill grounds is another one that you will have to, the game will force you to level up as you progress at times. Now, in my opinion, One of the most important buildings in addition to your castle that you could possibly level up is going to be your barracks, and you are going to have 5 total of them. You will unlock them as you start to level your castle up, but definitely have at least one of your barracks matching your castle level at all times. It will definitely make you progress your barracks as you go, but it won't always make it mirror your castle level. But I would suggest, regardless, always have your barracks matching your castle level, at least one of your barracks. Now, there are some additional buildings that you guys are going to have the capability of leveling up, but that will not be required upon you by the system to take your castle to the next level, such as your Hall of War and your Guardian Temple. Now, the Hall of War, if you are either new to War and Order or you have not even played it yet and are watching this video and considering playing War and Order, the Hall of War is definitely a beneficial building, but it is not something you need to prioritize or really worry about until you start to get really towards the mid to late game. Same thing as the Hall of War, your Guardian Temple is going to definitely be a beneficial building to have, and it's not something you just want to completely neglect, but especially early in your War and Order experience as you are leveling up and progressing, it is not a building that you are going to have to worry about or one you really want to prioritize. It's going to give you a lot of value because it's going to be training angels, and the angels are definitely a big asset, but not something that you're going to have to really worry about, at least out of the gate. Now, another building that you are not always going to be required to have matching your castle level, but that I would definitely suggest continuing to keep up with as you progress your castle level, is going to be your embassy. The reason I am suggesting your embassy as a building you definitely want to, at the very least, keep close to your castle level is because it is going to allow your alliance members to help assist you with things like research more times, which is going to reduce the total amount of time that research is going to take. And I think we all know by now the benefit of having research reduction speed, because that means the research goes faster. That means we have to use less resources to actually complete that research, which means we can get more research done in a faster amount of time, which means we power up faster. So you guys see the snowball effect there. That's going to pretty much wrap us up for the video. Not a super long video, but just wanted to cover the basics. Again, coming from somebody like me that definitely has some OCD tendencies, I want to, level everything up to match the main central building that I am focused on, which in War and Order is our castle. But that is just not the most effective or efficient approach when it comes to powering up and leveling up quickly. And I think that's something that we all want to do. We all want to get as strong as we possibly can, as quick as we possibly can. But when we're doing an upgrade approach that hinders that, it's kind of counterproductive. So, like I said, not all buildings are going to need to be prioritized. Every single building serves its purpose and has a role, but not all of them are going to be that important early game. So focus on the main buildings that we discussed and have those always matching your castle level, and you guys will find that you will have a huge uptick in how fast you can progress and power up in War and Order. And just a reminder, if you guys are interested in checking out War and Order and playing, the download links to the game are going to be in the description of the video, as well as all of the links to the official War and Order social media pages. Thank you again to the team at War and Order for sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching the video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.